What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Batman issue 138. This is going to be part 4 of the Gotham War. And this Gotham War has truly been testing the Bat family. Batman believing that all of his children have betrayed him, all but Damian. And we have seen him on the warpath. Most recently, what we had seen is him capturing Red Hood. Now, we don't know what his intentions may be, but they can't be good. With Batman acting so out of character, this has left many wondering, is this the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh? Because Catwoman is trying to really reorganize crime in this city, with violent crime at an all-time low. In Gotham City, less people are dying, less people are being assaulted, but that doesn't change the fact that crime is still happening. It is just shifted into a different category. And for Batman, this is obviously black and white. Either you are a criminal or you are not. And for the most part, Nightwing has really tried to stay out of it. Now, parts of him does agree with what Selina is doing, but he is not actively helping her. He has been focused on his father. He has been focused on Batman. They know that something is going on with him. They have yet to fully figure it out. But Batman is about to push Nightwing over the edge. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you like this video. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we jump into this story, it picks us up way back in time. Back when Vandal Savage was nothing more than a Neanderthal. 50,000 years ago, the meteors fell from the sky. These meteors, not knowing at the time, these would be the implementation of Lazarus pits. When the meteors struck the ground, the Lazarus resin seeped into the world, but the meteors themselves, this appears to be where the true power lies. And so, with Savage doing what he does, starting to live for a very long time, we pick up in another time, prior to the death of Ra's al Ghul. With Ra's al Ghul getting out of one of the Lazarus pits, Savage has come here to use his pit, because Savage has become less than. The Lazarus is just not working like it used to. Even Ra's al Ghul knows that it won't be enough not to bring him back to his regular brilliance. We also learned that when the Lazarus meteors were broken apart, the rocks separated across the world. In a sense, this diluted what it really was. It made it weaker, but Savage has a plan to bring these rocks all back together, and a new age of immortality stands on the precipice. This is where we hop over to present day, Gotham City, Jason, and Bruce. Now, Batman had just recently taken Red Hood hostage, and he has just stepped over a line. This is a line that is going to be very hard to come back from. Years ago, Batman created his backup personality, the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. He had also built a machine, and he has just used this machine on Jason Todd. Batman may not be able to change his personality, but he can add to it. He has added a failsafe to Jason. From this point moving forward, whenever Jason's adrenaline reaches a heightened state, whenever he's about to do something dangerous, his fear will kick in. Obviously, Jason is furious. Batman is now essentially controlling him. The way Batman sees it, he's giving him a new life. He's giving him a new identity, a place in Metropolis, an opportunity for a normal life, to fall in love, to do something meaningful. Batman is saying that this isn't punishment, but he is doing this because he loves him, that this is a gift. Going on to say that you really should be in prison for all the people that you have killed. This is me trying to save you. But it is left wondering, if this is to save Jason Todd, who is going to save Batman from himself? This is what picks us up with Nightwing and Oracle. As it stands, nobody knows what happened to Red Hood. They are suspecting that Batman did something, and all of this has Nightwing so very worried. He has never seen Batman like this. He's always been driven, always been a control freak. But as it stands right now, Batman is seeming like his whole family was just a mistake, that he should have never brought others into this fight, that he never should have trained any of them. And Oracle and the others, they definitely suspect that this is the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, that his backup personality has taken control. Nightwing doesn't know, but whether this be Bruce or Zur, he knows that they gotta stop him. You see, Batman may have created failsafe, but he also made Nightwing who he is, gave him access to the Batbox. The Batbox being the central system, keeping it remote from the cave for safety reasons. He kept it hidden away in the place that his parents first lived together. But before Nightwing can do anything, this is where we have the arrival of Damian. Damian has been siding with his father, and he is furious. The way that Damian sees it, they have been letting criminals run this city, and now Nightwing is planning to shut down Batman, take away all access he has to all technology. And Nightwing tries to explain. He tries to tell him that Batman's not himself. He trusted Nightwing to know what to do when this happened. He gave Nightwing the keys to stop him. This doesn't stop Damian from charging in on Nightwing, with Nightwing playing defensively, trying to tell Damian to stop. As the two tussle, this is where we have the arrival of Tim Drake. Tim grabs Damian and then he grappling hooks himself outside. This gives Nightwing the opportunity to do what needs to be done. Because if Damian knows that he is here, then so does Batman. This means they are on a time crunch, with Nightwing getting access, doing the retinal scans, doing everything that he needs to do to activate the device. This is where we see Batman standing right behind him. Batman is letting Dick know that you have been abusing your access to the Batbox. But Batman does say that he plans for everything. This is something that he never expected from Nightwing. Nightwing not really wanting to hear it. Batman has kidnapped Jason Todd. Whatever your oath might be, whatever you think you are doing it wrong. But this is when they get an alert on the Batbox. Edward Nygma sending an alert. Nightwing giving it the order to play the alert. This is where the Riddler gives us a riddle. Nightwing finding it very suspicious that you would be working with the Riddler, but you have problems with us working with Catwoman. Batman trying to justify it by saying that he is just feeding me information. This is when Nightwing goes in on the Bat. He is letting Bruce know that this isn't you, that you haven't contained the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. With a heavy punch, we see Batman knock Nightwing straight to the ground, telling Nightwing that you're killing the city with compromises and excuses. Nightwing picking up his grappling hook and shooting it at the back of the head of Batman. He tells the Bat that this is not so black and white, that there are gray areas in the world and you refuse to see them. Down on the street, this is where we have Tim Drake versus Damian Wayne, as the two of them go toe-to-toe in hand-to-hand combat. Damian is saying, you know you can't beat me in hand-to-hand. You can't beat me one-on-one. And Tim knows this. So he goes ahead and he doesn't make this a fair fight, electrocuting Damian Wayne. This puts him down on the ground, giving Tim Drake the opportunity to throw cuffs on him. He apologizes to Damian, and he lets him know that I am trying to save our father. I am trying to save him from himself. This is where we see Batman kicked out of the window. With him being kicked out of the window, that is when Tim Drake goes over, he wraps Batman up. He holds him in place just for a moment. This gives Nightwing the opportunity to get back up to the Batbox. Batman tries to plead with Tim, saying that stopping me is going to get people killed. But what Tim knows is that Batman is lost. This is why he became Robin in the first place. He saw Batman dipping into darkness, going in alone while consumed with the fever, and he pleads with his father, asking how can you not see this? But all Batman can see is criminals. As Nightwing gets back up to the Batbox, before he disconnects Bruce Wayne, he has full access. And so he wants to know, what has Batman done with Jason Todd? As he begins to get this information, down on the ground we see that Batman is getting the upper hand on Tim Drake, with Tim getting knocked in the face and knocked down to the ground. This is where Nightwing comes out. After hearing what happened to Jason, he is in a fury, diving down on Batman and punching him in the face, cracking one of his ribs. Nightwing is livid. He is furious. He has just found out that Batman kidnapped Jason Todd and infected his mind. And so Nightwing punches, and he punches. He doesn't let up. He doesn't give up. Batman trying to call his car. Nightwing telling him that the Batmobile, it is not coming. He tells him that Batman is done. He has been disconnected from everything. Nightwing almost unable to control himself. Tim Drake grabs his hand. He tells him that this is enough. Beating Batman senseless isn't going to get the answer. We all know that he needs help. So does Jason, and so does Selina. This is where Batman throws a net around the two of them, holds them in place while the police are on their way. In this moment, this is where the whisper of the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh talks to Batman. It tells him to do it. It tells him that he is holding back. With Batman getting out of here, Nightwing and Tim, neither of them having a knife, trying to break free, and the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh whispering in the ear of Batman, saying that they have done good, they have saved this city, so they won't go to prison, but they will be forced to live normal lives once their identities have been exposed. And then he will be free to be Batman. But this is when Batman throws down a batarang. He says nothing, he just disappears. Nightwing takes that batarang and he cuts himself free. This is when they rush over to Damian, because Damian was left behind, still handcuffed. And you can see the pain and sorrow on Damian's face. They are telling Damian that we are going to save him. And while Damian tries to refute this, tries to say that he doesn't need saving, he cannot help but feel hurt. Because after all of this, Batman left him behind. Damian sided with him. He was right there fighting with him. And Batman left like nothing happened. This is where Tim, he hugs his brother. And he says that we are going to help Dad. This is where we pick up with Jason Todd. The daughter of Vandal Savage has found him. She is breaking him out. And now she is letting him know the truth. She is offering him immortality, saying that her name is Scandal Savage, her father Vandal Savage, and he can unlock forever lasting life. She has watched Jason. He is better than the rest. He understands life and death. He does what needs to be done. The city is going to be raided. She wants to make sure that it is bloodless. This is where Jason reveals that he can do nothing, that Batman did something to him and now he is too scared to do anything. And she apologizes to Jason, saying that this is unfortunate. Time is of the essence, and right now, she needs warriors. Jason left there terrified. We pick up with Batman. He recognizes that things are going out of control. The Batman of Zur-En-Arrh continuing to whisper in his ear, telling him to take back control. In his mind, they are letting the Joe Chills of the world do what they want. But the worst part is that he can't reason his way out of this. He cannot fight against what he loves. He cannot fight the urge to love his children. And so now he wonders, how can I stop loving them? How can I make this easier on myself? While Batman struggles with this is where we have the arrival of Catwoman. She is letting him know that it is time that they finally have a real talk. This is where we pick up with Vandal Savage. After getting out of the Lazarus pit all those years ago from Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul knew that that pit wasn't going to help him, that he needs all the fragments from the meteor brought back together for it really to do anything for him. But he has spent his life keeping these fragments apart. He refuses to let them be drawn together again. That kind of power would make them a target that would create a world of immortals. But when Ra's al Ghul died, that is when Scandal came looking for her father. Though he had regressed almost down to a primitive state, all the safeguards, they have fallen away. It is a brand new world. The pieces are being drawn together, and they are all drawn to the largest piece. That piece resides in Gotham City. This is why he has come here, and Catwoman has just put together an army for him. They aren't just thieves. They aren't just disciples of Catwoman. This is the new League of Shadows, a league who will steal immortality for all of Gotham. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so this issue was actually super awesome. I loved every single bit of it. All of this makes so much more sense now. Now at the time, we weren't sure if it was Batman of Zur-En-Arrh or Batman just acting out of character. Whether you agree with Batman or you agree with Selina Kyle, it doesn't matter at this point. We have seen that both of them are wrong. The way that Batman has been doing things, it is because Batman of Zur-En-Arrh has been implementing his influence from inside of his mind. He has been subtly whispering in the ear of Batman. This has been making Batman really, like I said, act out of character, doing things that he wouldn't do, saying things that he wouldn't say. I mean, he put a essentially a fear toxin inside of Jason Todd. So if his adrenaline ever gets high, he will immediately be afraid. Too scared to act, too scared to do anything. And while Nightwing wasn't really picking a side, he was more focused on how both sides were acting irrationally, and he was trying to stop both of them. Now, don't get me wrong, Nightwing in this comic says that he sees the piece that Selina has brought, and they all wanted to give it the opportunity to see where it goes. The truth is, Nightwing was naive. The Bat family was naive. They didn't see what Batman saw. The problem with Batman is that Batman has the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh whispering in his ear. And so instead of using logic and reason to explain why they are wrong, to show them the error of their ways, he chose violence. Violence against his own children. It is only now that Nightwing, Damian, all of them are seeing that this is actually the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. They know that he needs help. They know that his psyche is breaking, and they are going to do whatever they can to save their father. But the naive nature of the children supporting Catwoman, allowing her to build up this army is now being turned against them. Catwoman was played like a fiddle by Scandal. This whole time, she was working for her father. Now, Scandal tries to say that she is going to make this bloodless, but we know Vandal Savage. He doesn't care about making it bloodless. He is going to use this army that Catwoman has trained, and they are going to turn this city upside down, looking for those shards of meteor, looking for the ultimate immortality. Gotham City is about to enter a true dark age. So, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that is going on with Batman and the Gotham War, I highly recommend you check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. I have playlists set up that'll get you caught up on everything that is ongoing. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.